In MMA, reaching the top is hard, but staying there, that's where legends are made. Some fighters win the belt, celebrate the moment, and then everything falls apart. Injuries, ego, age, sometimes it just disappears overnight. These are the champions who fell off after touching gold. This is every UFC fighter who fell off after becoming champion explained. Johnny Hendricks, from Beast to Burger King. Johnny Hendricks was a monster. KO power, wrestling pedigree. And in 2014, he became welterweight champ after a war with Robbie Lawler. But after that, it all went downhill. He missed weight multiple times, his performances declined. His power disappeared. By 2017, he was losing to middleweights and retired. Shortly after, one of the fastest falls from grace in UFC history. Cody Garbrandt, from perfect to punished. Cody Garbrandt was 11-0 when he styled on Dominic Cruz to win the bantamweight title. Footwork, speed, confidence, he looked untouchable. Then came the downfall. He lost his belt to TJ Dillashaw, then lost the rematch, then got knocked out. Again and again, for straight co-losses turned him from champ to cautionary tale. Rashad Evans, from sugar to sidelined. Rashad Evans knocked out Chuck Liddell, then beat Forrest Griffin to win the light heavyweight title. For a while, he was a top contender. But after losing the belt to Lyoto Machida, he never got it back. A string of injuries, long layoffs, and lackluster performances followed. He retired on a 5-fight losing streak. Anthony Pettis, Showtime faded. The Showtime kick, the Wheaties box, the hype was unreal. Anthony Pettis became lightweight champ in 2013 by submitting Benson Henderson. But after losing the belt to Rafael dos Anjos, Pettis was never the same. He bounced between weight classes, went 6-10 in his final 16 UFC fights, and struggled with consistency, flashes of brilliance. But the magic faded. Renan Barão, from pound for pound to forgotten at one point. Renan Barão was 30-1. He defended the bantamweight belt multiple times and was seen as unbeatable. Then came TJ Dillashaw, and everything unraveled. Barão lost badly. Then again in the rematch. He lost 8 of his last 10 UFC fights before being released. A tragic fall from such dominance. Tyron Woodley, chosen one to fall in one. Tyron Woodley defended the welterweight belt for times, beat names like Lawler, Wonderboy, and Maia. Then he lost to Kamaru Usman and never won again. Back-to-back losses with barely any offense. Then he left the UFC and got knocked out by Jake Paul, one of the most dramatic drops. Post-championship, Chris Weidman, American downfall. Chris Weidman shocked the world by knocking out Anderson Silva, then beat him again, then defended the belt a few more times. But after losing to Luke Rockhold, his career went into a spiral. Brutal knockouts, injuries, and even a horrific broken leg against Uriah Hall. He's still trying to fight, but never returned to form. Frankie Edgar, the Iron Chin cracks. Frankie Edgar was never the biggest, but he was one of the toughest. He won the lightweight belt in 2010, defended it, and had classics with Gray Maynard. But after losing to Benson Henderson, he dropped to featherweight, then bantamweight, to late. He was coded 4 of his final 6 fights and retired at age 41. Benson Henderson, the silent slide. Benson Henderson had a great run as champ. He beat Edgar, Diaz, Melendez, all decision wins. Then Anthony Pettis submitted him in round 1. Benson never fought for UFC gold again. He moved to Bellator, where he was solid, but not elite. A quiet fall, but a clear one. Germaine de Randamie, champion who vacated. Germaine de Randamie became the first UFC women's featherweight champion in 2017. Then she refused to fight Chris Cyborg and was stripped. She later returned to bantamweight, won a few, but never reached the same heights. One of the most unusual title reigns ever. Cain Velasquez, injuries ended the reign. Cain Velasquez was once considered the greatest heavyweight ever. He demolished Brock Lesnar, Bigfoot Silva, JDS, but his body gave out. Shoulder, knee, back, over and over. He only fought twice between 2013 and 2019. Then he got coded by Francis Ngannou, and after that, legal troubles. An incredible fighter brought down by injuries and tragedy. Not every champion becomes a legend. Some hit the peak and then fall harder than anyone thought possible, whether it was weight cuts, injuries, or just time catching up. These fighters remind us how brutal the sport really is. This was every UFC fighter who fell off after becoming champion explained. Which fall shocked you the most? Drop it in the comments below.